Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got some Zap Lalo in Legend League for you guys where once again I'll just go through the attacks and I will kind of explain how I decide to choose what to do for each phase of the attack and how to exploit those weaknesses that are there on each base, using which you can easily start building up your attack on any base and adapt to anything you find in Legends League. So yeah, my army link will be in the description. Here's what I have on my heroes in terms of like pets as well as just their equipment. You will notice my queen has the frozen arrow on this one. I tried experimenting a little with it, but I still have some mixed opinions. Like I feel that the archer puppet might just be a bit better, especially in the current defensive meta where she is going to most likely go to ability in front of like an enemy hero or like some single inferno or something. So yeah, let's just get into the video. Okay, first base, a base I'm sure everybody has seen before. I believe this used to be Star's base long ago, maybe like 2 seasons ago or something. But yeah, we're just gonna walk through the base and try to figure out what you should like zap and like where should you send your heroes and then accordingly your Lalo and stuff like that. So I should also note that I am using the archer puppet in this replay, and I think most of the replays that are there in this video. But yeah, about the base. So first things first, where to zap. You need to realize that there are some spots on this base which feel like yeah, it's very high zap value. Like you can get 2 expos, 1 scatter shot and 1 rage tower with your zaps, but I'm going to tell you that that's not the correct place that you should zap. What you should focus on instead is areas which are difficult to reach for your heroes, and so instead I would recommend having a zap for like this combination. I think you can get the multi archer tower with 1 inferno tower which is deeper into core with the rage tower, and what that does is it actually creates a hole in the middle of the base like this, and then you can actually send in your king over here. So it's like the same value that you would have gotten with your zaps, except you're just using your king, and now you also have 1 inferno less to deal with deeper into the core. So that's just a lot of base that's gone from over there. And I think I've mentioned this before in my super bowler smash videos, where the flame finger is really easy for the town hall. Usually there's no traps over there, and when the flame finger attacks the cannon, it's just going to wake up the town hall and it's going to deal with this entire area. So those are just 2 weaknesses that we've identified in this base. One is that the king can easily deal with all of this. We're going to be zapping out all of this area. The flame finger will deal with this entire chunk. So now if you look at the broad scheme of things, this is how much of the base that we don't have to worry about. And remember that we need to also allow the flame finger to get its maximum possible value, which means we neither want our heroes nor our Lalo to go anywhere close to the flame finger. And you can see I'm trying to do exactly just that. So I'm just using the queen a little bit to funnel the king towards the core a bit, and he's going to do a fantastic job down over there. His gauntlet is going to erase everything. I tried to wall break this intersection over here for the queen, but I failed miserably. You can see that, and that's actually going to cost us over here. Like the queen could have easily grabbed out this multi inferno with her ability, because now she's going to fight the king under almost no damage at all. And yeah, so the king has sadly pulled like that 4 witch clan castle, and they're not really sit in that poison too much, but it is what it is. Like sometimes those small mistakes get made in Legends League, and yeah, our flame finger is going to barely grab this town hall, and yeah, my queen has just died out right now over here. But still, if you look at the shape of the base, we're set up very nicely. Like we have a good entry point for our Lalo into this multi inferno area with the rage tower, where we will have to obviously dedicate our warden over there. And I thought like, okay, this area is just free and like I can get rid of the eagle and 1 multi inferno which is very isolated. So rather than sending the royal champion with my Lalo, I just thought to send her all on her own to pick up that little area of the base, because I'm sure my Lalo can easily handle this. Now just look at this, like how I used 1 freeze to just delay my warden ability timing a little bit, and those balloons with that rage spell over there, they're gonna grab literally everything. And yeah, catching one hound inside the warden ability is going to be very important for us. We can deploy a very small number of loans to easily help remove the rest of the defenses in that area. And you can see I'm just dropping the rest of my balloons to try to help clean up like the bomb towers and stuff that are like left on the top of the base, because we have gutted this entire core out very easily. So yeah, the importance of catching the hound within the warden ability like that as it was going is so that we can deploy some balloons to force the main pack of balloons to go towards the core like that, towards that multi inferno, and that just gives us really good value from our rage spells as well. So yeah, we just try to create a hole. We try to make the hole a bit bigger with the help of our king and our queen. And yeah, our flame flinger also kind of helped expand upon that hole, and this was all that was left for the Lalo. This entire bottom section was removed with the RC, and like look at how much was left for the Lalo. 3 hounds and like 25 balloons, I guess. Yeah, that's a lot of force for just this much of the base. So yeah, if you can break the base down like that, like just try to find something which is difficult to zap in the core, difficult for your heroes or your siege or even your Lalo to kind of reach out in the core. Just try to zap that area. Once again, it's not about maximizing the value. Try to remove the threats to your Lalo, because they have to finish towards the ending, and yeah, just have the rest of your hero siege support you. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Alright, diamond base up next, and once again we're gonna go for the same logic. Try to figure out where it is that you should zap. So I'm gonna pause the base over here and I'm gonna let you guys think about it a little bit. I'm gonna mark a few options for you guys that you think you should zap, okay? So we have this section over here, the warden, the enemy queen, the scatter shot, and the multi-archer tower. We have the X-bow, multi-inferno, and the sweeper combination. That is another one. And then of course we have this X-bow multi-inferno combination over here. So these are just 3 options I'm going to give you. So just think about it for a few seconds and figure out what it is that you need to zap according to the logic that I was explaining in the last one. So if you follow my advice closely, then actually what I'm going to do is something in the middle of a few of the options I gave you, because we just need to realize how we can kind of make the core a little bit less dense for our heroes and our siege to get more value. So what I'm going to do over here actually is I'm going to zap out the scatter shot with the X-bow over here, and what that does is now we don't have this core building to worry about over here, so we can easily send our heroes like this. And because we also remove the X-bow, this flame flinger can actually grab this entire area all on its own. We did not need to explicitly zap out the X-bow, the multi-inferno with the X-bow. Instead, zapping out the scatter shot is just going to help the heroes path like this. They're not going to stay in this section for too long, and that encourages our king and queen to go towards the town hall, which is going to be huge for us. So you can see over here, the king should be able to easily grab out this entire area all on his own, and he will walk back out. He will immediately walk right back out over there. He's not going to stay stuck in this area at all. So that's going to be super huge for us. And yeah, we're going to deal with the CC in peace. There's nothing that's going to really like stop us over here. I made sure to funnel out this area well in advance, and yeah, just have a look at how things are shaping up. Once again, we zapped out this area of the core. I can't really call it core, I would call it more of kind of on the side, but it was located in such a place that it would have kept our king occupied deep in over here. I'm just going to pause for like a few seconds and help you understand why. If the scatter shot was still up, the clan castle would have been pulled out over here, and that would have kept our king occupied in this area. We might have not even gotten any value from him, because the monolith could have been firing at him. So it's a good thing we got the scatter shot dealt with at the very beginning, so that he could just keep walking in like this, and that gives a much better angle of approach to tank for our queen. And you can see that this is very nicely expanding. Like, we've got the hole over here, we've got the heroes expanding upon the hole, and we've got of course the flame finger expanding upon it the other side. So now just zoom out and see what's really left on the base. I'm going to start the royal champion over here because it's this very thin trail, and of course I want to focus my Lalo on this section of the base. So yeah, our flame flinger dealt with one of the multi infernos. We will be using our warden ability with the rage spell, of course, for this area. Like, there's no better place to use it. It's just so compact. And yeah, what better time, honestly. Just go ahead, pop that vulnerability. This time we managed to catch 2 hounds. I didn't even see this hound was there in it. And yeah, that rage is gonna help carry us so hard. And this also actually pushes our royal champion deeper into the core to help deal with the entire core out over there. And yeah, just catching those hounds in that vulnerability is so huge, because look, we still have this one hound at full health, and it allows us to sprinkle in more balloons to help make everybody kind of like converge on this little area over here that can be very threatening because of that one multi inferno for our Lalo. But just keeping those hounds in your vulnerability while continuously sprinkling in loons to help support everybody stay within the core, it's all you need for this attack. Like, identify the correct zap first and then try to expand on it as best as you possibly can. So that's the entire motive of Zap Lalo. It's very easy once you understand how to zap, and you can ensure that your heroes go the correct way. So you probably saw even at the start of the attack, I did like a little bit of the funnel over here, and I did a bit of a heavier funnel over here to ensure that my queen and my king both go inside over here. And just look at how much force we have left. It's crazy. So yeah, mistakes can be made sometimes, but just start identifying where it is that you need to use your resources, and you'll start seeing improvements instantly. So yeah, that's another 3-star for us. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, next base is kind of like a diamond base again. And once again, I'm just going to pause the base and ask you guys yourselves. Like, we have a few options for zap value. I'm just going to mark out like 3 options, and you guys think about like what's probably like the best value. So one thing I can see is Warden, Monolith, X-Bow. So that's like kind of in the core, it's near the town hall. That is one option. Another option is this multi inferno with this scatter shot over here. And I guess one more option I can mark out for you is just multi inferno with the monolith. So that's 3 options I'm giving you. Just spend some time and try to understand maybe what's the best zap value out of this and how you can expand upon it. So I'm just trying to help you guys think from the perspective of somebody who is new to this attack and has to go to, attack a base like this in Legend League with Zap Lalo, for example. So if you pick the option that is the monolith and the multi inferno, I would give you like full marks, because you also need to realize that this entire left area can be taken out with a flame finger. There's nothing that's going to stop you. As long as you scout the area properly, there's nothing that's going to stop you from literally grabbing all of this value. So be sure to check for traps properly, and then you can create a hole over here, because as I was claiming, the flame finger can easily dig through this entire area, and you can see how the flame finger will expand upon the hole that we are trying to make over here. So that is one thing that we can do at the start of this attack. And yeah, try to maximize your zaps. You can see how I even tried to take out each of the builder huts that were there beside the monolith, and you can already see what I'm trying to do over here. The flame finger is going to handle this area of the base. I'm going to have my heroes, that is my king and my queen, handle the town hall section, and I'm just doing this thing with the balloons at the start to pull the poison tower. Don't mind that. And yeah, you can see how this kind of even sets up the Lalo pathing. So all 3 aspects are already covered. We've got the zap at the start and how to kind of expand upon it. So you can see the flame finger is going to do its thing. I'm just having the king and the queen go their separate ways within this compartment, so that the king can focus on this area while the queen will focus on this area. And you can actually see I'm using the frozen arrow on this one. It's not going to make too much of a difference. You will notice that very soon, because like the king is going to get the town hall anyway. So honestly, this is one scenario where I would have preferred the archer puppet, because she would have spawned some archers in front that would have provided some good tanking. Like it doesn't matter that she's slowing down this X-bow, she can easily handle this entire thing all on her own. So yeah, just it's still going to work out really well for us. You can see I'm starting my Lalo away from the flame finger, all on the opposite direction. Like I'm just trying to make sure the flame finger gets its maximum possible value, and that's about it. Just send in one hound with the headhunters to catch in the vulnerability. As I was saying, that is a little bit more on the important side of things. Over here the air defenses were a little bit in the core, but you can see how it kind of sets you up to easily spread your balloons all over the place like that. And yeah, it doesn't really matter because because we caught that one hound at the start in the vulnerability, we still have it alive over here, allowing it's tanking for the balloons very very well. And you can see this is already crushed, like I don't even have to talk about it. So yeah, just about the Lalo deployment, try to have that wave covering most of the defenses. Keep an eye out on where the defenses are and keep sprinkling in those balloons. That will ensure that these guys will stay deeper into the core and will ensure that you get very very good value from your rage and your haste spells, because you only have one of each of them, so you need to make the most out of them. And you need to funnel your balloons with, well, more balloons, because they only look at defenses. So yeah, that's another triple for us. And we'll go into one last attack for you guys for this one, and then we can call it a wrap. All right, one more diamond base, and this one is very very toxic for us because the multi infernos are not next to very good value, I would say. And yeah, it's not going to be very easy to get that nice zap value that we usually look for on most bases. So once again, I'm just experimenting with this quiz-like format, just yeah, try to figure out where you should zap on this base. I'm gonna give you guys like maybe 10 seconds, because that's what you need to kind of do in Legend League. So just think about it and try to identify where you need to zap and then expand upon it. So it doesn't have to necessarily always be in the core. You can see like the multi infernos are very very isolated. Maybe one spot is like this multi archer tower with the multi inferno, but it's not going to be enough for you to really expand upon it, because like now if I take like a different example over here, so if I look at this pocket over here, or even something like this instead, which would you go for? Like, would you go for the warden statue with the scatter shot and the poison tower, or would you go for this ground expo with the warden statue and the multi archer tower? I guess it should be a little more obvious by now, at least towards the ending of the video, if you've seen through the rest of my tips. Like you should go for this pocket, because this removes a big chunk of the core of this town hall area, which has a lot of open corners, you can see over here. And we can easily grab the scatter shot later, it's fine. But what we need to do at the beginning is make sure that we get very good value with our hero and our sieges to set up our Lalo. So you're going to see I'm going to do exactly that. And you'll also notice that there's not really much flame flinger weakness I can kind of create on this base either. So it's a very good base that way. And you're going to see I'm going to be using the drill on this one rather than the flame flinger, because as I was saying, there's no place for me to really use the flame flinger. So yeah, we've done the zaps, and now we're just going to try to have our queen come in like this. Now what is really cool on these open corner bases is, right, if you place like wall breakers from over here, they're gonna be like, okay, the next closest compartment is like too far away from me, so it's going to start targeting these smaller compartments over here like that. And yeah, the second one I try to just do it in case the queen like walks over here. But notice this one wall breaker I dropped from the top, and how it's gonna like come and break open this multi inferno for us. It's just perfect. And that just sets up our king to kind of move around the base towards the left. Our queen will be able to finish off this town hall area, and yeah, the king can just get some good value over here. And yeah, you just have to also react on the fly, like you're going to see over here, because I notice my king is going to actually walk into this compartment and get stuck, right? I just noticed like, okay, this is a perfect time for me to really send my royal champion, because like the scatter shot is tanked, the enemy royal champion is tanked. No reason for me to not do that. And now look at this, like I know that my royal champion is going to go around like this way. Next question is, where do I start my Lalo? If I start from anywhere over here like this, anywhere like this, I'm going to have to fight two sweepers, right? Which is terrible. I can't really do that. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to start my drill and my Lalo on this one ground expo. That is going to be my anchoring point. Sometimes it's just what you have to do. And you're going to see I'm not deploying any hounds just yet. There's no air defenses, there's no threat really, and those hounds move significantly faster than my balloons anyway. So I'm going to start off with a few balloons, and you can see it's a good chunk, it's a good number. I'm trying to time the hound with when I'm about to pop my warden ability, because catching that one hound in the warden ability is going to save me using one hound to start deploying some balloons from over here. So you can see I started doing exactly that. I'm just deploying a very small number of balloons to just help these hounds, because most of the force is in the core, and you can see just doing that one little bit is ensuring that these guys stay a little bit deeper in the core to keep pushing around very nicely. And because I had one of the hounds in the warden ability, I managed to even save one hound to help push through this area, and I am just gonna help. I'm just gonna be able to easily kind of have all the balloons kind of move together and kind of like converge on this one last scatter shot kind of area, just because of that base identification. Like otherwise, if I had used one hound over here and then the rest of my balloons, right, what would have happened is that one hound would have gone here and died without ever providing any tanking for the balloons. So if you're going to approach from behind like that, where there's no air defenses or really any threats to the balloons, then be sure to start with some balloons without deploying any hounds. You can save your hounds for much later, and that can easily provide a lot of tanking for a very small number of balloons to go in and just get some defenses to help set up the job for you. So this one was a little bit harder, I realize, but if you feel like you want to like learn a bit more about the Lalo deployment and when to time your hounds and when to like use a certain number of balloons, feel free to replay this last one. But yeah, that's I think the last attack that I have for you guys in this video. Feel free to give me feedback if you have any. It can be anything positive, it can be anything negative. I'm just trying to be a better content creator for you guys, so it helps me either way. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.